Well, hello YouTubers, this is just a short little video for carpentry apprentices in the UK. You see a lot of things on the forums and things, but they don't really tell you what you need to take. Now, this is not for people who can already qualified and doing things like that, so don't bother to have a go at me or that. It's just giving you a bit of help from what I needed when I was there and to help you out. So, first of all, when you first start, get yourself a bag like that and get yourself a drill driver and just a few things in that. I'll show you, I'll go through that now in a minute. But then as you progress, you want a few tools as well, electrical tools. Buy yourself a box and we'll put the electric tools in there, battery tools. And I'll go through that again now in a few minutes. But that there is basically what you need to be taking with you for the couple of years that you're an apprentice. The bag first of all, but then as you progress and you need tools, the bottom lot. Don't try and take any more than that. Try and get everything you need in them two toolboxes so you can take them with you and take them in and out of the van home because they'll be nicked otherwise. I used to take my tools home every night, they'll be gone otherwise. So we'll go in detail showing you what you need in your main bag first of all, okay? Right, then in that bag there, what you want when you first start is I personally like to take my own drill drive or something like that, because if you break something, there's somebody always moaning at you and everything. So that's what I bought, the first tool I bought, and I used that's pretty near the same one I bought 15 years ago, I think. Anyway, so try and get yourself used to wearing a pouch. This is only a cheap pouch. It's only 11 quid pouch from Boys of Bowden, and they just wear out, chuck them away and buy another one. And it's nice and light and everything. So when you first start, like I said, this is not professionals or anything, this is for people when they first start. You want some marking material. I always take permanent pen for marking fascia and soffit. Obviously your pencil. I always use a basic thing like that for scribing. It's dead simple, doesn't cost anything. In there. Good tape, nice wide tape that'll hold up so you can put it out like that. And it's got everything on. This one's got 8s and quarters and everything, and I tend to do things in inches for the bigger stuff and millimeters for the small stuff. So you want something that's got a mark at 400 studs like there, and you can just go to 32 or in millimeters there for doing stud work and things like that. So that's in there. Always have one of these. A lot of people will wind you up, but they're brilliant things, and get used to using them all the time. Every cut, put that down, wallop. And also good for using with a circular saw, putting on a piece of timber, cutting straight. Basics of carpentry, always square off before you cut it. Always do that. Stanley knife for cutting plasterboard, felt on the roof, that sort of thing. That's always in there. Now, when I'm on the roof, one of them, I always use them. And a lot of the time when I'm plasterboarding, it's a chalk line. You don't have to have one of them, but I always use one of them. So that's your basic thing, but not always a chalk line on you. I got that on me all the time. Now this is what else you'll need, okay? If you're in a house and somebody's gotten you to do some skirting board, you'll need a coping saw, but I haven't got one on me at the moment. Short form, and one of these. It's a short form with a bit of a round on it. You can do the scribing of the top of the skirting board with that. Very, very easy. Simple. Coping saw roughly, and then just do it best with that. A couple of chisels in a pack like that. Get a big one, a wide one and a small one. They have a lot of hard work, but this is a good quality one. Even though it looks rough, it's quite sharp. I'll show you that one after. Hammer, obviously, you've got that in you all the time. It's just your own preference on that thing. One of them, you're always using one of them to get some stuff out, get a nail in you broke off, or first or second fix nail, just clip off, very good. And a bar, same thing. Bolster and a hammer and bolster as well, all in that bag. So that's what you take with you use all every day. Now if you're on a roof, one of them and one of them, and sometimes, oh, where's it gone there? One of them as well, to get your angles, okay? They look a bit antiquated, but those things are brilliant for scribing off the wall plate onto a rafter if you want to cut the size. And that's just, I'm not going to go through that, you know all that thing. And then with these, you can just set it to what angle you want. Boom. Jobs are good done. So that's all what you need on you all the time. When you progress from that, you're going to want to have some tools. And originally I just started getting some more tools, because when you start using other people's tools, they moan all the time. So just think, one thing I need to tell you there, put your own kind of mark on there on your tools, so you know what it is. If it's a couple of scribe marks or initials or something, because they'll be nicked otherwise. One of the blokes I actually worked for was terrible for nicking tools, so I ended up putting a special mark on them all. So don't trust anybody like that. Now when you get a couple of tools, try and do it all the same brand if you can. Originally mine was Makita, and this drill driver set, the drill is actually a bit newer now, but that original one was 15-year-old, and I fucked the other drill up and I bought another one. So them are about 10-year-old there. Bought that a few years ago. Blade on the left hand side so you can see what you're doing. Very, very handy. Wouldn't be out without one of them now. Barely use a handsaw actually with that. Just new thing to my outfit lately is this. It's a cordless little router for doing hinges. Good bit of tack that is. And this is a thing I bought a good few years ago. It cost me 70 quid, it was a few quid. But this is a Stanley laser level. Brilliant, it does the up and down and crossways. And it's so handy, that is brilliant tool if you can afford it. I built my house using that thing, nothing else. So that is what you're going to get, and try and keep yourself to using just these tools, because you want to get everything in 2 bags that you can put in the van quick, pull out quick at the weekend. So that is the basic stuff for Apprentice. Okay, right, now we're going to move on to something a bit more when you knew your qualification really then. Now I've qualified a long time ago, and I've been building my own house and working with different people, and I've picked these up along the way. A lot of my stuff was roofing, so you got a gas gun there, you just put a gas canister in it and there's a little electrical charge with a battery. Very powerful but loud, and you'll need one of them if you're on a roof on site with no electric and things like that. But I bought one of these a few years ago. It's just a battery operated one. It's a little bit slower than that, a little bit less power, but I very rarely use that now. I use this all the time really. Good tool. It was quite expensive though, but it's a very good tool. Not as fast as that though. Same with the second fix when you're doing skirting board. This is for, if you have a look, little small little nails, look, see? Little thin ones. They hide them in the skirting board and things. That runs off gas. Very, very light, but very loud, and you need earmuffs for both them too. If I was going to do it again, I'd buy another. I'd have bought a DeWalt one of them, which is very quiet, a little bit heavier but quieter. Now this is something I bought now recently. It doesn't have to be of this brand, but because the cordless things have come on so well, I bought one of them. Absolutely brilliant thing. It's probably the same in a lot of other things, but it's a brilliant tool. Absolutely brilliant tool. I'm not sponsored by anybody. So you will get these things eventually when you qualify. So you've got a van to put things in then. But put your mark on these things. Put a little mark on them, or your name, initials hidden somewhere so you know where it is, so they can't nick them. Don't think about that though when you're an apprentice. Think about this lot. Now another thing, when you're an apprentice, you're basically still a labourer. at the start, so you're basically going to have to do what they tell you. And then you need to get this into your head. When you tell you to do something, do it. And when there's an opportunity of hanging a door, you need to have your stuff ready so you can go and hang the door, do a tidy job, come back, and he'll ask you first next time instead of because you're stuck. That's how it works. There'll be people who will try and give you a hard time, carpenters on site and other trades that will do their best to make it so you don't get any kind of work to learn on. The only way to do that is to just go in on Saturdays and things when people aren't there, and the boss will eventually say, go and hang them doors, or go and help me with that roof, come and help me with this roof here, cutting rafters. That's how it goes. Just build yourself up, and but the second year you'll be pushed onto more and more carpentry jobs, and you'll get there. Just don't give up on that first year, because some people will not like it that you're wanting to get into a better qualified. I had that problem myself. They will try their best to keep you down, but just work hard and ignore them. And you will find people on site, mostly some of the older members, who will take you under their wing, and then they'll show you things. Learn off them, and they'll put a good word in for you. I had a cousin, still have a cousin like that, who did that to me. He helped me a lot with roofing and things. So have your nous about you, and I hope this has helped you out. It's not for professionals, because professionals have gone through all this. Just for people who've never been on site. You'll be making tea and stuff that first year and things like that. You'll get pissed off, but just work through it, and you'll get through to being a full-grown carpenter, and you will be right. You wish you'd done it sooner, okay? So I hope this has helped you out. All the best.